You know, my mama and papa often used to say, Anshika, when we were young, we had to visit libraries to finish our school projects. We didn't have those online resources back then. Anshika, when we were your age, we used to engage ourselves in physical activities like climbing trees, jumping over the windows, or hide and seek. Those were the days. And then they glare at me like anything. Look at yourself. You are always glued to that screen. And the moment I fall sick or felt a little bit off, they would often say to me, नहीं नहीं थोड़ा और फोन देख लो. As if watching a few minutes of online content was the reason of every headache that I got. But now I wonder, were they really wrong? Well, look around you. In today's digital era, we are surrounded by a storm of notifications, posts, likes, and shares. We have truly forgotten who we really are, just constantly scrolling over our feeds, while real conversations are becoming very rare. Wherever we go, instead of living the moment, it is mandatory for all of us to capture a picture for posting. Our online selves are shouting, while our real selves are quietly fading away. We are fading away. It's strange, isn't it? In a world so connected, many of us still feel more alone than ever. This contradiction, this invisible pressure to always look fine, composed, and happy, even when we are not, is what I have come to call riot of silence. And recently, I saw it up close. A friend of mine, always cheerful, always energetic, walked into my class one day sounding a little different. The spark in her eyes was gone. Yes, she was exhausted, but rather I would say she was emotionally exhausted. As if she hadn't been heard in a long, long time. So I questioned her if she was okay. And then she replied me with that quick smile and those dismissive words we all can recognize. I am fine. Just 3 words. But sometimes silence speaks louder than 1,000 screams. What my friend wanted wasn't any advice or quick solutions, just someone who could sit beside her, who could listen without interrupting, who could stay without judging. Because sometimes the loudest act of love that we all can do is simply listening. However, many people respond to others' pain with often what I call give them space silence, but this silence isn't always helpful. Sometimes silence resembles glass breaking quietly in a room full of darkness. You don't notice the damage until it's already done. Many of us think that silence always means peace, but in reality, silence can take many forms. Avoidance, neglect, fear. Now be honest, how many of you in certain situations have stayed quiet even when your mind was overflowing with thoughts? You or you? Maybe because of fear of judgment, maybe because of a worry that no one could ever understand, or maybe you just didn't want to be seen as too much. Perhaps these are the battles that we fight within ourselves, within our minds almost every day that no one ever sees. Now, let's talk about something that most of you might have crossed paths with in your school life. Well, we are taught how to solve equations, how to write essays, how to recite formulas, but we are rarely taught how to say, I'm not okay. We learn how to answer academic questions, but not to speak up when we need support. Society often tells us, don't overreact, stay composed in public, show your strength, not weakness, and remember them saying, boys don't cry. But what if I tell you that staying strong isn't what we think? What if showing our emotions and sometimes breaking down isn't weakness, but actually takes up a lot of courage and helps us heal? As Brené Brown, a renowned researcher on vulnerability, says, vulnerability is not a weakness, it's our greatest measure of courage. Sharing our feelings is the first step to feel better, whereas forced silence can stop this healing. And when we are forced to remain silent, our feelings don't just go away. They are shown up in small ways, like the biting of our nails or the shaking of our legs. But inside, these emotions keep building on, just like how air fills a balloon. Our society's harsh thoughts and stereotypes are just like a pin. One hurtful word, one judgment, and boom, our mind bursts just like a balloon. Not because we are weak, but because we are holding in too much. Mental health experts note that teenagers who regularly suppress their emotions are more vulnerable to anxiety or even depression. According to a WHO report, which was published on 10th of October 2024, depression affects 1.4% of adolescents aged between 10 to 14 and 3.5% of those aged between 15 to 19. And maybe we can understand our emotions better by looking at something which never hides its movement: nature. Take a moment and think about nature. Would forests feel alive if trees never moved, if rivers never flowed, or if birds never sang? Absolutely not. Then why do we expect humans to be chill and unbothered? Why do we praise the people who never express pain, who never ask for help? Like, oh, they're so strong, they handle everything so well. We wait for someone to break down, and only then we ask, how long have you been feeling this way? Well, I know this because I have lived it. I've always been that person who's smiling from outside but is hiding a lot of pain inside. Have you ever overheard your own friends backbiting about you? Well, I have. Imagine the people with whom you had shared your happiness and sorrow, the people with whom you had lived the joyful moments of your life, and now hearing them talking gibberish about you only because you were different from them. How would you feel? When I talk about myself, I was disheartened. I had so much to say, but inside I knew that I would lose the only friends which I had. So I pretended as if nothing had happened, with a silent smile on my face which was hiding a lot of pain. And they didn't even notice that. They just walked across with the others, leaving me behind, and I quietly followed them just like a shadow, as if I didn't even exist. We must understand that a quiet person isn't always calm, and a smiling face isn't always happy. So today, I leave you with this question: whose silence are you not noticing? What hidden struggles might be behind that silence? Because sometimes the quietest person needs to be heard the most. And maybe your voice, your willingness to break the silence could help someone else find peace. Think about it. Thank you.